Western Avenue. Western Avenue. Western Avenue. Western Avenue at midnight, the air is doing something. The bass is in the buildings and the bass has been coming from our direction. Nobody follows till Celestine tells them to. I watched her do it 17 times. Every time it's true. The intervene has a science to the way she reads the street. Some people walk like they belong to what they haven't found yet. She finds the ones who walk like that, the ones whose feet still search for something the daylight city couldn't better. She stands close enough to share the frequency she's carrying. And wait, she doesn't speak first, she just stands there varying the angle of her presence till the person feels the pull. She told me once, I don't recruit, I just make the air more full of what they're already looking for. And when they turn to me, I say, I know a place. It's not for everyone. I say, come see. On Friday, come along. Bring nothing but your instinct. Then she slips the card and lets the frequency do the link. Midnight offering on Western. The intervene moves quiet. Midnight offering on Western. Every recruit's a new riot. A frequency entering the gathering. Every card a new door. The midnight offering on Western is what the conductor's forwarding for. The offering itself is hard to name in daylight language. It's the thing that the gathering gives in exchange for the anguish of carrying your government name through a world that never sees what the frequency inside you is. The gathering agrees to call it what it is and give it room to operate at level 94. The offering is your name dissolves the bevel of ordinary life suspends for the hours between 11 and the dawn. And what you are inside the gathering that you carry on into every Monday in the fluorescent lighted office you might inhabit. But you know the frequency is promised to return each Friday. That's the offering, that's what the card that Celestine slips you on Western Avenue means. You've been charged. Midnight offering on Western. The intervene moves quiet. Midnight offering on Western. Every recruit's a new riot. The offering is not the party, it's the frequency you carry out. The midnight offering on Western is what it's all about. The residue has its own offering. It's the staying till the light hits the concrete of the parking structure. Every single night I am the last one in the gathering before it becomes a building again. My offering is I witness the full unraveling of the ritual from 94 to silence, from 50 to 0. When the last person leaves and the room shifts swiftly back to concrete, I stand in the middle and I hold the frequency for 30 seconds alone. Nobody asked me to, it's my officium. I invented it on the 7th Friday, just didn't move when everyone else left and felt the room release so smooth. It felt like being given something. I come back every time for that 30 seconds of the frequency alone. The midnight offering exact. The conductor designed the offering. Celestine is the vehicle, I am the witness. The doorman is the wall, the subscriber is the cyclical return of the bass to the body every 7 days without fail. The midnight offering on Western is the gathering's defining tale. Midnight offering on Western. The intervene moves quiet. Midnight offering on Western. Every recruit's a new riot. The residue holds the room for 30 seconds when the rest are gone. His midnight offering to the gathering. The frequency held on. Celestine slips another card on Western at midnight. I watch from the parking structure entrance in the half-light. The frequency already in my chest. Already preparing. I am the residue. I stay till the building stops being the gathering. Western Avenue. Right. The night I learned the final rule, I was heading for the door at 2:45, earlier than usual. My car on the 4th floor of the parking structure. I reached for the handle, the doorman stopped me. He said, nobody leaves before the count. I said, the what? He said, at the end of every gathering, 3 a.m. exactly, the conductor counts. Nobody moves, stands there tactfully. in the center of the room and calls the number loud enough that everyone can hear it. Not a request, just a stuff, a protocol. The count goes from 1 to the number that came in. If the count comes back short, the gathering doesn't end. The doors stay closed, the music drops to 47, and everyone who's present stands exactly where they've been standing until the missing frequency is located. I said, you're telling me that nobody's liberated from this gathering before a head count? The doorman said, correct. Have you been counted yet? I said, what? He said, let me check. Nobody leaves before the count. 3 a.m. exactly. Nobody leaves before the count. The conductor counts you back precisely. Yeah, you came in at 11. You leave when the count says you can go. Nobody leaves before the count. This is the last thing they show. The count happened at 3. The conductor stepped to center, held both hands up. The music dropped, the gathering went into a winter of silence. I counted 15 seconds of nothing but the building. The conductor said 50 slowly, then started counting, building up from 1 to 50. Looking at each person as he counted. Some people closed their eyes, the subscriber nodded, amounted to something like a prayer. The intervened stood straight and still. The unwound one had his hands at his sides. The room was filled with the count is the only sound. 47, 48, 49, and then the longest pause, 50. The gate swung open, the conductor nodded, the doorman pulled the door. I walked out into the parking structure. 304. Nobody leaves before the count. 3 a.m. exactly. Nobody leaves before the count. The conductor counts you back precisely. The count reached 50. The gate swung. I walked into the parking there. The count is the dismissal. The count is how the conductor says I care. I asked Celeste the following Friday what the count was for. She said the conductor promised that whoever comes through the door comes back out. The count is that promise kept in practice. Every gathering he's run, he has never lost a person. That's his covenant. The gathering keeps his people whole. The count is not control, it's the conductor honoring the role. He accepted when he built the system, he built it so you be safe. She said the safe space requires a count. The count is the faith made physical. The count is the last sermon of the night. It says I see you, and all of you go into the light of the parking structure home. The count is his final act of care. I wrote it in the notebook, entry 48. The count is a prayer. The conductor built the bylaws, counted everybody in and out. For years before I found the address, before Celestine's card came about. You were number 11,400 and something he's counted home. The residue is a number in the count that no one else has ever known. Nobody gets lost in the gathering. That's the covenant. That's the code. Nobody leaves before the count. 3 a.m. exactly. Nobody leaves before the count. The conductor counts you back precisely. I am 11,000 something in the count that predates my name. Nobody leaves before the count. And the count is why I came. I sat in the Cadillac for 20 minutes after the counting. The notebook opened to entry 48, the Tally Mountain. I started the engine at 320, drove north, felt counted.
Somebody slid a card under your door on a Tuesday. No name on the front, just an address and a someday that turned into tonight. Because you're standing at the gate and the man at the door just nodded. Now you're walking in late. You heard about the gathering from a man named Cellar Screen. Fortune Inglewood, she said there's something you should see, but I can't tell you what it is. I can only give the key. The key is the address. The address is the start of everything that happens after you decide to part with the version of yourself that only does the safe thing inside of you that said I'll go the night before you went. The address you weren't given is the one the universe sent. The address you weren't given, but somehow you arrived. The address you weren't given and everything inside. It's something that the daylight world can never show you twice the address you weren't given, and the entry has a price. Inside the first room there are 40 people swaying to a frequency that you don't have a word for. They're not praying and they're not just dancing, something else is in the movement. The bass is in the concrete, there's a ritual and improvement happening to everyone who crossed the threshold with you. Celestine is in the corner, she already knew you make it. She said welcome, the gathering, some call it what it is. It's harder to explain than it is to experience, so stay until the morning, trust the frequencies, they're dense with something that the daylight world has never let you near. The address you weren't given brought you somewhere you should fear and love simultaneously, that's the gathering's design. The address you weren't given, but somehow you arrived. The address you weren't given and everything inside. It's something that the daylight world can never show you twice. The address you weren't given and the entry cost your pride. The man who runs this, no one knows his name directly. They call him the conductor, he moves through it correctly, orchestrating everything from somewhere in the back. I caught a silhouette at 2 a.m. against the black of the far wall. He didn't look at me, he looked at what the room was doing, like a surgeon who had cut and I was watching healing happen, certain of the outcome. The cult has a conductor and the conductor has a kingdom that lives only between the hours of 11 and the dawn, when the last car leaves the parking structure and the music's gone. Seller said come back Friday, I said how do I get in? She said you won't need the address twice, you're one of us now, friend. The address you weren't given, but somehow you arrived. The address you weren't given and everything inside. It's something as your sponsor now, the conductor knows your face. The address you weren't given, welcome to the place. Welcome to the place.
Western Avenue, Western Avenue, Western Avenue at midnight. The air is doing something. The bass is in the buildings and the bass has been coming from our direction. Nobody follows till Celestine tells them to. I watched her do it 17 times. Every time it's true. The intervene has a science to the way she reads the street. Some people walk like they belong to what they haven't found yet. She finds the ones who walk like that, the ones whose feet still search for something. The daylight city couldn't better. She stands close enough to share the frequency she's carrying. And wait, she doesn't speak first, she just stands there varying the angle of her presence till the person feels the pull. She told me once, I don't recruit, I just make the air more full of what they're already looking for. And when they turn to me, I say, I know a place. It's not for everyone. I say, come see. On Friday, come along. Bring nothing but your instinct. Then she slips the card and lets the frequency do the link. Midnight offering on Western. The intervene moves quiet. Midnight offering on Western. Every recruit's a new riot. A frequency entering the gathering. Every card a new door. The midnight offering on Western is what the conductor's forwarding for. The offering itself is hard to name in daylight language. It's the thing that the gathering gives in exchange for the anguish of carrying your government name through a world that never sees what the frequency inside you is. The gathering agrees to call it what it is and give it room to operate at level 94. The offering is your name dissolves the bevel of ordinary life suspends for the hours between 11 and the dawn, and what you are inside the gathering that you carry on into every Monday in the fluorescent lighted office. You might inhabit, but you know the frequency is promised to return each Friday. That's the offering, that's what the card that Celestine slips you on Western Avenue means. You've been charged. Midnight offering on Western. The intervene moves quiet. Midnight offering on Western. Every recruit's a new riot. The offering is not the party, it's the frequency you carry out. The midnight offering on Western is what it's all about. The residue has its own offering. It's the staying till the light hits the concrete of the parking structure. Every single night I am the last one in the gathering before it becomes a building again. My offering is I witness the full unraveling of the ritual decibel from 94 to silence from 50 to 0. When the last person leaves and the room shifts swiftly back to concrete, I stand in the middle and I hold the frequency for 30 seconds alone. Nobody asked me to, it's my officium. I invented it on the 7th Friday, just didn't move when everyone else left and felt the room release so smooth. It felt like being given something. I come back every time for that 30 seconds of the frequency alone. The midnight offering, exact. The conductor designed the offering. Celestine is the vehicle, I am the witness. The doorman is the wall, the subscriber is the cyclical. Return of the bass to the body every 7 days without fail. The midnight offering on Western is the gatherings defining tale.
Midnight offering on Western. The intervene moves quiet. Midnight offering on Western. Every recruit's a new riot.
The residue holds the room for 30 seconds when the rest are gone. His midnight offering to the gathering.
The frequency held on.
Celestine slips another card on Western at midnight.
I watch from the parking structure entrance in the half-light.
The frequency already in my chest.
Already preparing, I am the residue. I stay till the building stops being the gathering. Western Avenue.
50 people in a concrete room and no one knows each other, not by name, by frequency. Every man and every woman in here chose to leave the government name at the door. I'm standing in the middle of a world without a registrar. They go by what they are in here, not what the documents inscribe. The man by the speaker stack they call the subscriber because he heard the bass first before Celestine. Celeste goes by something in here, she's the intervene, but goes by something different in here. She's the intervene because she's the one who bridges between the outside and the inside. That every person orients to when the room is losing shape, but no one introduces him, there is no nameplate. I asked Celestine on my first night, who decides the moniker? She said the gathering decides, nobody monitors. The ones that stick are the ones that fit, the rest fall away. 50 people, 0 names, that's the only way. 50 people, 0 names, nobody signed to register. 50 people, 0 names, the conductor is the minister of the congregation due. Built on the frequency, not the face. If you need a name to trust somebody, this is not your space. I made the mistake on my second visit. I introduced myself and Celestine put her hand up like a shelf. A tweenman put her hand up like a shelf between my name and the room.
She said, not how it works.
She said, whatever you go by out there stays out there, it's clear. I said, what do I go by? She said, the gathering will tell. Watch the room for 30 minutes, something will compel. Watch the room for 30 minutes, something compel. A recognition, someone will call you something once. And if it sticks, you'll know it. If it does, a month of patience before the room decides to find the language of patience. Before the room decides to find the language for who you are in here. I said I can manage 30 days, and the man by the wall called me the residue because I always stay the longest, the last one to go through. 50 people, 0 names, nobody signed to register. 50 people, 0 names, the conductor is the minister. I go by the residue, goes by the intervene. The names the gathering gives are only names that mean the namelessness is not about hiding. I learned that by month 4. It's about arriving somewhere without carrying what you wore before. The job title, the family role, the neighborhood you came from. All of it dissolves the moment you release the name. I watched a man who introduced himself, and by the time his month was done, the title fell away. What remained was just the frequency he ran on, and the gathering named the frequency precisely. The conductor designed it. The doorman told me this one night when I asked him why no names. He said a name is just a right. The outside world assigned no names in here, just what you're made from. No names in here, print the Reno, just what you're made from. No names in here, just frequency, just souls, just where you came from.
Now,
94 decibels, measured by the conductor personally, not arbitrary. There's a physics to it, a colony of sound pressure that sits below the pain threshold, but above discretionary thought. That's where the gathering lies, the move. I asked the subscriber about the volume on my fourth visit. He said the conductor studied it. He called it the precise habitat for collective consciousness. 90 and nothing happens. 95 and people start to fragment, it slackens into individual again, but 94 is the coordinate where 50 people start to move as one in state. The same frequency without agreeing to it's not orchestrated. It's physics, it's the pressure of the wave at 94 that weighted the individual self until it floats above the body and lands in something wider. That's the gathering's code. Somebody told me on my fourth night, the subscriber who heard it first. I said, why didn't you leave? He said, because the frequency ends thirst.
Ritual at 94 decibels.
The gathering finds the level.
Ritual at 94 decibels.
The conductor sets the bevel.
90 and nothing happens.
95
and people fragment.
94
94 is the coordinate.
where 50 people find their magnet.
I watched the room transform tonight. I learned the number. 50 people separate, then the conductor raised the humble signal toward the back, and the mixer found the level. 94, you could feel it in the sternum like a bevel. Edge against the chest, precise and non-negotiable. The subscriber started moving first, it was identifiable. Within 30 seconds or less time, the intervened, the unwound one. Each of them releasing something that the daylight had put on. The residue goes last, cause the residue watches first. But 94 eventually finds the part of you that thirsts for what the frequency delivers, and I went with it. I surrendered to the 94, and that's the gathering's benefit.
Ritual at 94 decibels.
The gathering finds the level.
Ritual at 94 decibels.
The conductor sets the bevel.
The residue went last,
94
eventually finds you.
when you surrender to the frequency.
The gatherer reminds you. The conductor controls the volume from a station in the back. No one touches the mixer without the conductor's green light. Track record, one man tried in 2016 to push it to 97. He said he wanted more. The conductor came across like heaven was open and said nothing. Walked to the mixer, pulled it back to 94, then looked at the man. And that's a fact.
I never saw that man again after that Friday. He just stopped. The doorman told me he was removed. The gathering never dropped. It's rhythm, no announcements made, no explanation, just the frequency restored. That's the gathering's foundation. 94 is the covenant. Anything above is ego. The conductor holds the level. Everything below is zero. One night the power dipped, 94 dropped to 8. I watched 50 people mid-motion, suddenly acutely aware that they were individuals again.
The room went still.
The conductor nodded once.
Backup power.
94,
The thrill.
return like it never left.
Because 94 is always there.
Waiting beneath the silence.
Waiting in the concrete and the air.
Ritual at 94 decibels.
The gathering finds the level.
Ritual at 94 decibels.
The conductor sets the bevel.
Discipline is the ritual.
The conductor holds the covenant. 94 is the code. 94
Is where the gathering went. I went home with 94.
still sitting in my chest bone.
I sleep with the frequency.
I wake with the frequency alone.
I am the residue.
In 94,
Is all I know.
94.
The bass is all he needs. The bass is all he needs.
The subwoofer.
Ready?
Ready? The subwoofer. The subwoofer speaks before the man does. Always. The conductor never addressed the room in the conventional ways. No microphone, no voice, no announcement to the 60. The sermon lives inside the bass and 94 delivers it. I asked the subscriber on my 9th Friday, has the conductor ever spoken? He said once when the 2016 man broke the gathering. That was the only token of this voice I've heard in 2 years. Otherwise the conductor uses the mixer. Every adjustment is an instruction. A bass cut at 130 means slow down, pay attention. A frequency boost that too means go deeper. This is the direction. You should be moving. The gathering reads it like a language. It took me 6 months to understand the system. The advantage of learning it is you can feel when the conductor's preaching, and when he's just maintaining. There's a distinction in the reaching of the bass into the stern. Maintenance feels like a flat line. Preaching feels like something climbing slowly up the spine.
Sermon in the subwoofer.
The conductor never speaks.
Sermon in the subwoofer. The bass is all he needs
to communicate the gathering's direction for the night.
Sermon in the subwoofer.
And the congregation reads it right. On my 14th Friday, I got close enough to watch the conductor work the mixer, standing behind him. He never noticed, or he noticed and decided I had earned the right to observe. I stood there for 11 minutes, watching every curve of his hand on the fader, every choice deliberate in time to what was happening in the room. The pit's formation, the climb of the frequency. The moment the unwound one started swaying too far toward the edge, the conductor pulled the mid-range, and the unwound one drifted back towards center automatically, without knowing why. The conductor moved them systematically to the mixing board. Nobody in the gathering knew they were being guided. They thought they were free. They were
sermon in the subwoofer.
The conductor never speaks.
Sermon in the subwoofer. The bass is all he needs.
He moved the unwound one back from the edge without a word.
The sermon in the subwoofer.
The bass is what they heard. I've been translating the sermon for 6 months in my notebook. Every frequency adjustment has a meaning, and if you look long enough at what changed in the room immediately after, I documented 47 adjustments, the patterns and the crafting. Bass boost equals the gathering needs to go deeper into the collective. Mid-cut equals somebody's losing the frequency. Connective tissue, bridging the gap between the body and the room is breaking. Treble lift equals the gathering is ready for the pit. The making of the 12-foot ring begins. Sub-drop equals sermon ending. Return to individual, the self resumes its spending of the frequency you gather for the week ahead and carries 47 adjustments decoded. The conductor's seminary.
The conductor stands at the mixer like he's translating between two worlds. The one the gathering came from and the one the frequency unfurls.
I have been watching for 8 months, I understand the language now. I don't know if the conductor knows I cracked the how, but on Friday 14 he turned around and looked at me directly. For the first time said nothing, turned back to the frequency.
Sermon in the subwoofer.
The conductor never speaks.
Sermon in the subwoofer. The bass is all he needs.
He turned and looked at me on Friday 14, said nothing, turned away.
The sermon in the subwoofer.
And I've been reading it since that day. I keep the notebook in the Cadillac, 47 entries and growing. The residue records, the sermon. The conductor keeps on going. I know the language now, but I don't know what comes next. The bass is all he needs.
Years since the address you weren't given found its way under my door on a Tuesday. The address has changed twice, but the knock sequence is the same and the frequencies is 90 and 4. And the conductor still at the mixer, I'm still lighting. And 4, and the conductor still at the mixer, I'm still last. What the gathering left in me is hard to inventory. In daylight, sit in the Cadillac in AM and try to list it right. I walk slower now on every surface that's not urgent. I listen at a depth I didn't have before submerged in. Every conversation deeper than the daylight world expected. Every conversation's bait. Every converse deeper than the daylight world expected. I speak less and mean more, the gathering perfected. Something in the way I take up space, I don't rush toward the things that don't require it. I've afforded myself the slow read of every room I enter, carrying the frequency like a frequency remembered by body, not by mind. The gathering left behind a different version of how I move through time. What the code left behind, the frequency in the chest. What the code left behind, what the code that left behind. The slow walk and the rest of the protocol. The count, the bylaws, the 94. What the cult left behind is what I came there for. What the cult left behind is what I came there for. The notebook reached 50 entries on a Friday in March. Entry 50 was the one I've been building toward. Arch of everything I documented since entry 1. The 12-foot ring, the 47 adjustments, the count, the afterglow, the offering. On Western Avenue, entries, the gathering in full. I showed no one the notebook is the residues, receipt in full for what the gathering gave. That Friday at 2:30, the conductor made an adjustment. I never logged one certain. Bass roll low, deliberate 10 seconds long. I checked the room, no one responded. The subscriber, strong in frequency, unchanged. Celestin unmoved, the unwound one steady. The adjustment was not for the room, it was already only for me. Entry 50, conductor's acknowledgement. What the cult left behind, the frequency in the chest. What the cult left behind, what the cult left behind. The slow walk and the rest. Entry 50 was the adjustment meant for only me. What the cult left behind, the conductor's acknowledgement free. The conductor's acknowledgement free. The gathering is about being witnessed and accounted for. That's what entry 50 says, that's what the 50 at the door. Coming in out of her name, it's the count that holds it all together. The call was always about the call across the weather of the week. And response between the conductor and the gathered, it says, I see you all 50, the frequency that scattered through the week. Reconvans in the parking struck on Friday and the conductor counts at home. That's the covenant, that's why the residue stands in the empty room for 30 seconds every time the gathering witness is back and the frequency is sublime.
Summertime, the heat don't ask permission. Crenshaw Boulevard, talking through the pavement cracks. I put the top back just to let them see the definition. They ask me how I live, I say the question never applied. Took on my shoulders when the other man was struggling to survive. I came up from the alley where the rats don't bother hiding. Spent the first 10 years with nothing, now the boulevard's my living. Every move I make is calculated, every dollar got a purpose. I don't chase the life, I set the terms and make them surface. From Inglewood to Compton, every player knows my posture. Don't need an introduction when I pull up to the roster. Got a Mink coat in the back, got a coat right in front seat. The city raised me different, now I'm teaching it to breathe. In the language of the silk, in the chrome and the long game. Every pimp on Figueroa knows exactly who to name. Velvet over chrome, that's the way I was designed. Velvet over chrome, smooth exterior, iron mind. Started in the concrete, arrived in the divine. The game was never handed, I was reading every sign. She came to me at midnight with a question in her eyes. I said, baby, in this game you only pay for alibis. She didn't flinch, she understood the currency of choosing. In this life, the ones who hesitate are always the ones losing. Got a stable in a vision and a schedule in the code. Crenshaw in the evening, Figueroa on the low. Every corner got a witness and a lesson and a price. I've been running this with discipline, I don't run it twice. Tuesday night on West Lot, the Cadillac idling slow. Velvet seat and chrome trim and the bass riding below. Miss Diane came correct, she ain't never miss a night. In this game, the ones who last are the ones who got it right. Velvet over chrome, that's the way I was designed. Velvet over chrome, smooth exterior, iron mind. Miss Diane moves precise, she's a study in the fine. What the corner couldn't build, the boulevard redesigned. The game got a constitution and the weak don't read the text. Every choice you make out here determines what comes next. I've been watching players fall the moment they forgot the code. Never show the fear you carry, never shift the load. There's a sermon in the Cadillac, there's a lesson in the stripe. Every bishop in this city had to pay for what was right. I don't argue with the street, I just position and I let it. Every move I put in motion, they'll eventually respect it. Got a reputation built like walls you walk around and shatter. And the ones who try to test it learn real fast what's gonna matter. On the west side in the velvet, in the place between the cracks, I've been building something permanent. That permanent builds back. I lost 2 men to the pavement, both forgot the code. I lit a candle on the dashboard just to keep the engine cold. This life ain't free, it cost me sleep and mercy in the years. Velvet in the chrome, don't tell you nothing about the tears. Velvet over chrome, that's the way I was designed. Velvet over chrome, smooth exterior, iron mind. What it costs to wear the silk, I'll carry that for life. The game don't close on Sunday, I've been paying every night. West side. West side. Late night in the chrome, still don't answer. The boulevard remembers every step of every dancer. I stay out here, not because I have to, because I'm already home.
structure empties at 3:15 every Friday. The last car pulls out at 3:20, except the residue's Cadillac stays until 3:50. That's the Afterglow Protocol.
I didn't name it, the gathering named it.
The Afterglow Protocol is what happens after the count. When the gate swings and the 50 walk out in a certain amount of silence. Nobody speaks in the first 3 minutes of the parking structure.
It's not a rule, it's its own frequency.
The bass still settling in the concrete walls. The bass still settling in the concrete walls. And everyone who exits carries the 94 in their chest for the walk to their car.
Nobody hurries, the Afterglow.
It's part of the ritual. The conductor designed it slow. The subscriber told me I used to rush to my car after, and I noticed that the nights I rushed, I lost the frequency by Saturday. The nights I walked slow, I kept it till Thursday. I started walking deliberately, now I never rush. The Afterglow is the last talking. The Afterglow Protocol. Slow steps to the car. The Afterglow Protocol. The Afterglow Protocol. Carry the frequency where you are. Walk slow in the sedan. Let the concrete give it back. The Afterglow Protocol. The last instruction on the track. The Residue's version of the Afterglow Protocol is longest.
That's why they name it the 30 seconds first.
Then another 3 minutes standing at the parking structure exit, watching the taillights disappear. Counting them, I listed every car that left on 22 consecutive Fridays in the notebook. Fridays in the notebook. The subscriber said you counted our cars at just a look at how many seconds between each departure. The gatherings disperse. It has a rhythm, 17.1 seconds average between each exit. The conductor probably knows this too, but I'm the only one who's measured it. That's what the Residue does, documents what the gathering does with its Afterglow and Afterglow. Fills page after glow, notes the protocol. From the inside out, entry 49, so 49 slow. The After Protocol. Slow steps to the car. The Afterglow Protocol. Carry the frequency where you are. Carry the frequency where you are. I tested it, the frequency fades by Friday morning if you let it. But if you practice the Afterglow, if you don't forget it by leaving too fast, by rushing back to the government name and the fluorescent lighting and the things that aren't the same.
It's 94, if you walk Friday morning too. You can extend the frequency past Thursday, past Tuesday. Some veterans say they carry it all 7 days without a gap. I asked Celestin how, she said you carry the gatherings map. A frequency to every interaction you listen. You hold the 94 when things look bleak and the world goes missing.
In the street, don't take a break. Figueroa running like a sentence that was built to take. I park the Cadillac and let the headlights do the talking. Got 3 women on the north end and 2 more on the south. Every one of them reported by 11 from the mouth of the commission. Every number checked and verified. I don't come out here to worry, I come out and supervise. The boulevard at 2 a.m. is a different kind of market. Every car that slows is reading the catalog. I get to park it cause I know the inventory and the inventory knows me. No surprises on the strip since 92 that I can see. Got my scanner in the ear, got my eyes on every corner. The ones who think this runs itself never been a performer. In the kind of theater where the curtain never closes. I've been running this production since before it even poses. Figueroa at 2 a.m. This is where I operate. Figueroa at 2 a.m. Territory not debate. Every light post is a checkpoint and every corner is a gate. I built this from the ground up. Now I simply manage to wait. Tamara on the northwest. She been clocking since the 10. Runs her circuit clean and quiet. Always reports back again. Never missed a night in 4 years. Never came up short in the ledger of the commission. Tamara is the ward that the whole north side is built on. She's the anchor of the map. When the operation needs a model, I point straight to that. Jacinda holds the south end with a silence in the glare. The other girls on Figueroa know to keep their distance there. 2 women, 2 positions, 2 examples of the code. The commission doesn't run on luck, it runs on what you owe to the system and the structure and the man who built the plan. Figueroa at 2 a.m. is proof that someone had to stand. Figueroa at 2 a.m. This is where I operate. Figueroa at 2 a.m. Territory not debate. Tomorrow built the north end. Jacinda holds the south. The commission speaks in discipline, not through the mouth. A new player from the valley pulled up 2:15. Gold chain rental caddy thought he started something new. I walked up to his window with the calm that takes years. Told him, friend, you're in a structured neighborhood. The commission's here. Already been established. These aren't corners, these are seats. Built by someone working while you slept through your defeats. He started on a speech about the valley in his run. I said, I'm not the man to preach to. I'm already done. I gave him 20 seconds and a nod toward the 110. Told him, Figueroa, don't negotiate. He left by then. I watched the tail lights disappear past the overpass arc. The commission held its terror The reputation does the work. The Valley player's gonna tell 3 others in the world. We'll spread across the dirt of every boulevard from here to where the 4 or 5 bends. Figueroa at 2 a.m. The commission never ends. Figueroa 2 a.m. The commission Figueroa 2 a.m. This is where I operate. Figueroa 2 a.m. Territory lock and rate. The Valley player's gone. The commission stands complete. Tomorrow never seen to hold a string. The commission will complete. I drove north on Figueroa 3 and let the strip go quiet. The Cadillac knew the way home. I didn't have to guide it. The commission runs itself at 3. I built it that way by design.
Before the Cadillac, before the corner, before the commission starts, I sit in front of the mirror and I study every part. The gold toe sock is the first thing, always the first thing. The shirt, then the coat, then the ring. A man who doesn't dress like he means it doesn't mean a thing. The boulevard reads posture before it reads anything. I learned this from an old player named Jerome at 21. He said, son, the street is watching. What you wear is what you done. I took that into every choice I made from that day forward. Silk on Tuesday, wool on Thursday, never once a shortcut or a short word. The go-to is the foundation, the lowest point of the tower. If the foundation is correct, the rest of it has power. A sloppy man sends signals that a sloppy man is running. The commission needs a leader and a leader keeps them coming. Back to the structure, back to the standard, back to what I set. Every night I dress myself as every night the boulevard won't forget. Before the night begins. On the form of discipline, mirror check at 9. Cadillac at 10, my protocol is how the player tells the game he's in. I knew a player named Devontae who thought the look was optional. He showed up to the strip in sweats, I told him that's irrational. In a game where presence is the currency you're trading, you showed up counterfeit, now everything you built is fading. 3 weeks later, Devontae lost 2 women to a player who dressed like he was built from chrome, who stood there like a player. I'm not saying silk will save you, I'm saying what you signal is what the street receives, and the street is mathematical. Every crease and every pant leg is a message to the boulevard. I can scuff on every shoulder's a flag. The street keep the scorecard. The one to learn the lesson at the cost of what he built. I pressed my shirts twice that week and felt exactly 0 guilt. Before the night begins. Uniform of discipline. Because he lost his foot and his signal was all wrong. The protocol is what separates the brief from the lifelong. The full protocol takes 47 minutes by the clock. I timed it once because Jerome told me to. I still don't stop. Go toe first, then the undershirt clean pressed against the skin. Then the slacks hung the night before to have a iron morning. Then the shoes are polished, wet stain. Forward will remaining weak. Every player who approaches needs to see a man complete. Then the coat, the code is last. The code is what the world receives. And under that, the full palpation, 47 million frequencies. Then I check the mirror one last time and say Jerome was right. Then I pick the keys up from the table and I go into the night. Every thread is deliberate. Every choice has got a cost. A man who dresses like he's giving up has already lost. This isn't vanity, a very vanity. Or Norwood with the rest. This is armor. Every thread I wear is weight against the test of every street that wants to read me as a man who can be moved. The Duto protocol is proof. Every evening we approve. Before the night begins. Every form of discipline. Jerome said just like every night could be your last sermon. I said Jerome, and that's exactly how I learned to keep on working. I locked the door at 9:47, stepped into the jump, the gold toe underneath the slacks, and best I call for mop of everything I built from nothing. Foundation still correct. Uniform of discipline. Uniform of discipline.
The door does have a number and the sign doesn't have a name. Knock twice, wait 3 seconds, knock once again. If you got the sequence right, somebody opens if you got it wrong. The alley stays silent and closed. I've been the man on the inside since the conductor let me in. 2 years ago on a Friday that felt like an investment. There were 12 of us that night. There were 12 of us that night. Celis made the introductions. The conductor walked the room once, gave no instructions, just a nod toward the speaker stacks against the eastern wall and said the gathering decides. And said the gathering decides. I don't decide at all. I took my station at the back and watched the room develop. Every person who came through that door had to envelop themselves in what was happening before they could be seated in this world. The ones who crossed their arms got defeated by the bass before the first set ended. They left early, the ones who let it in, they stayed till morning, clearly. Knock twice on the unmarked door, 3 seconds once again. Knock twice on the unmarked door, and then they let you in. Knock twice on the unmarked door, 3 seconds once again. Knock twice on the unmarked door, and then they let you in. The sequence, the only password that the gathering requires. Knock wrong in the alley, hold you till your patience expires. First timers always do the same thing. They look at the ceiling, they look at the ceiling like the answer's up there, like they can't trust what they're feeling. The bass is different, a structure made of concrete and confession. You can't intellectualize it, it bypasses discretion and goes directly to the part of you that's been suppressed. I told one new arrival, put your hands down, stop being impressed with the production. Get inside it, let it find the frequency. Your body runs on and stop asking about the license for the space. The conductor doesn't do the city's paperwork. This gathering exists outside the lines, that's not a quirk. This gathering exists outside the lines, that's not a quirk. This gathering exists outside the lines, that's not a quirk. Of information kills the frequency, we've seen it happen. 24 to teens to talk to host the daylight world. Fail to give you something that the gathering unfurls. Knock twice on the unmarked door, 3 seconds once again. But the conductor doesn't forget the ones who talk, the permanent obstructors. You break the silence rule, the alley finds you next Friday. The address change, the door moves, and you've lost your guideway. I run the door because the conductor trusts my reading of who belongs inside and who's just there for breathing. In a space they can't appreciate, my read is always right. In a space they can't appreciate, my read is always right. If you pass my door, you're part of the gathering tonight.
Knock twice on the unmarked door, it doesn't they let you in.
Last call on Manchester, 2:30 and the strip goes quiet. The commission takes its final count before the morning riot of light that comes to wash the boulevard clean again. I stand here every night to oversee the close and then begin. Celeste reported first, 63 and no discrepancies. Veronica came second, her circuit ran with fluency. I noted every number in the ledger, I keep rolling. The commission closes clean, that's the standard worth upholding. Tamara took the north into its final number right. Jacinda on the south confirmed another structured night. All 5 circuits documented before 3 in the AM. The commission's working not because it has to, that's the program. I built it so it runs without a constant intervention. I stand here at last call just to honor the intention of the man who started building on the Norwood Barren for the last call on Manchester. It's proof he kept his word.
Last call on Manchester.
The ledger reads complete.
Last call on Manchester.
Every circuit on its feet. Celeste ran clean, Jacinda ran correct. The whole commission met a night that doesn't cost the man who runs it his regret. Celeste came to the Cadillac to close, same as every evening. She said, you alright tonight? I said, I'm here and I'm believing in what we built. She said, Jerome would've liked this number that landed different. I said, Jerome would've set the slumber on it. Wake up, count again and then count one more time. She laughed, first time I heard her laugh in a long time. The laugh of someone who remembers and respects what's gone. Who knows the ledger doesn't erase, but the ledger carries on. I told Sir Rex, you're the foundation. She said the foundation holds. I said it holds because you're in it. That's the oldest story told. I paid her out and watched her walk to the car. She now drives a Cadillac, the same model I had when this whole thing arrived.
Last call on Manchester.
The ledger reads complete.
Last call on Manchester.
Every circuit on its feet. Celeste drives her own Cadillac. The commission gave her that. Jerome built the protocol that built the woman who came back. I stood on Manchester after everyone had cleared the block. Just me and the street lights and the quiet click of the clock, turning toward the 3 a.m. where the boulevard gets silent. I thought about the theorem, the proof that stood defiant. Celeste and Nina holding Rochelle's lesson in the frame. The Mink on Hooper Figure called the code that bears my name. The gold toe underneath the slacks that Jerome said to wear. The silk commission running clean because I chose to care about the standard over the convenience and the ease. 11 years on Manchester, I built it all from this. I thought about the bathroom mirror on the Norwood hallway wall. I thought about what Jerome said before his final call. He said, build it like you're never gonna stop, but plan like you might quit. He said, love the ones inside it, don't just treat them like they fit. He said the Cadillac is not the point, the point is what it proves. I said, Jerome, I hear you, and I haven't stopped since then. I moved.
Last call on Manchester.
The ledger reads complete.
Last call on Manchester.
Every circuit on its feet. Jerome said, build it like you're never gonna stop.
Last call on Manchester.
And I still standing at the top. I drove north on Manchester with the window cracked an inch. The cold air hit the silk, I didn't flinch. The commission will open again at 11 on the dot. Roll the last call on Manchester means tomorrow never stop.
West, 2 a.m. in the gathering. 2 a.m. in the gathering reached the third phase. The concrete was vibrating at 94, 50 people on their feet, no longer individual. The first person moved to the center and the pit opened like it was designed, because it was. I thought the first time I saw the pit that it was just collision. Body in the body, no direction, no precision. I was wrong. The subscriber caught me looking and said, watch the ones at the edge, they're the boundary, that's the notch in the bylaw that says the pit doesn't exceed 12 feet diameter. The conductor measured it himself. Everything is smaller than it looks because the chaos has an architecture. A 12-foot circle of controlled disruption, that's the lecture. Nobody told me when I joined, you learn it by observing. The edge keepers hold the line, the pit is self-preserving. Within the 12-foot rule, nobody exits bleeding, nobody falls hard. The mosh pit is bylaws. The gathering keeps the scorecard. The mosh pit has bylaws. The conductor wrote them down. The mosh pit has bylaws. You'll never find them in the town. All of the city code, they live inside the frequency. The mosh pit has bylaws, and the gathering enforces it. They collectively bylaw 1, 12-foot diameter, nobody breaks the ring. Bylaw 2, if someone falls, the pit stops everything. Pause at 94 until the fallen person stands, then resume. Bylaw 3, no substances that alter the rooms. The substance about what 94 is doing, the frequency is the only intoxicant. Bylaw 4, the pit doesn't form before 1 a.m. The significant first hours for immersion. The pit is for the deep end. When the conductor signals, the pit ends. The signal is 2 fingers raised, everybody back to the wall. No argument, no resistance, the pit responds to the call. I watched bylaw 2 enforce the night the unwound one went down. The pit stopped, everyone silent, he stood up. The crowd came around. The mosh pit has bylaws. The conductor wrote them down. The mosh pit has bylaws. You'll never find them in the town. Bylaw 2 stopped everything when the unwound one hit the floor. The pit waits for no one, but the pit waits for its own. That's the law. One night a new arrival, 4 sessions in, broke bylaw 3. He came with something in the system that wasn't 94's decree. The pit could feel it, the subscriber felt it first, stepped out. The edge keepers closed the 12-foot ring and shut the pit down without a word. The conductor came across the room, 2 fingers raised. The music stayed at 94, the pit just sat engaged. As the conductor walked the new arrival to the door personally. I never seen the conductor move that way deliberately. Each step a statement, the door opened, the arrival left. The pit reformed in 40 seconds. The gathering paid no debt to the disruption. It just found the frequency again and locked. The bylaws hold the gathering together, and the bylaws never stop. The mosh pit has bylaws, because chaos without structure is just damage. The
gathering found a way to let the frenzy loose and manage everybody in the 12-foot ring. The conductor designed the container
so the frequency could run at full capacity
without remainder. That cost somebody something permanent.
The bylaws of the street.
The Mosh Pit Has Bylaws. The conductor wrote them down. The Mosh Pit Has Bylaws. You'll never find them in the town. The bylaws are the gathering. The gathering is the law.
I am the residue.
And I have never seen the bylaws withdrawn. I stood at the edge of the 12-foot ring at 3 a.m.
and counted the edge keepers. 5 of them, always 5.
Bylaw 6. The boundary always has
exactly 5.
The commission was established before you said a word. The contract's in the posture, not the language you preferred. I don't negotiate. I don't negotiate. Every woman in my stable got a number and a role. She don't pay an alibi, she paying discipline and soul. I built the infrastructure before I let a single person in. The silk commission starts at midnight, don't end. Got a ledger in my head, no paper, no receipts. The numbers keep themselves when every player pulls their piece. Monday through to Sunday, every shift is documented. If you slip the schedule once, consider your position recalibrated. This ain't random, every move got a reason and a rate. The commission lives on protocol, not on love, not on fate. I've been running this since 22, I'm 33 now. The silk commission never closed and it won't somehow. The silk commission opens at 11 on the dot. The silk commission, every dollar in its slot. If you're in, you're in for good, that's the only policy. If you're out, you're on your own, that's the silk decree. Miss Veronica was the first one that I schooled on the system. She came with her own ideas, I had to help her listen. 3 weeks in, she understood what loyalty could buy. A Cadillac on Figueroa in a room with a high sky. By year 2, she ran the Tuesday circuit on her own. Reported every dollar, never once kept it at home. Raymond tried to pull her sideways, she declined and she told me I handle Raymond personally, that's what the code means. Nobody comes between the commission and the ones who made the vow. I don't run a cult, I run a system and it runs right now. Nurse Veronica still out there 10 years deep in the game. In the silk commission ledger, she's the first and finest name. The silk commission opens at 11 on the dot. The silk commission, every dollar in its slot. Nurse Veronica set the standard, she defined the floor. The ones who came after had to love this life or find a door. The players who run sloppy get replaced by the avenue. The boulevard don't mourn, it just moves to something new. I keep my circle small, every woman hand selected. Every conversation tested before she was accepted. The interview was simple, do you understand the cost? Do you know the ones who work this life without a code get lost? I don't recruit the desperate, I recruit the discipline. The silk commission doesn't need the ones who never listen. 3 rules, show up clean, report the take and don't apologize. Everything that lives outside these 3 ends and goodbyes. I've been preaching this since 22 on the corner of the west side. The silk commission is the reason I'm still standing on this tide. 2 women left the commission, both a choice, both clean. I handed them their portion and I wish them what they mean. This life is not a prison, every door opens outward. But the ones who built with me, we built something more powerful. The silk commission opens at 11 on the dot. The silk commission, every dollar in its slot. What I built ain't going anywhere, predates the doubt. The west side knows the difference between a player and a clout. The commission lives in ledger and the ledger lives in me. Every deal I ever sealed was sealed on loyalty to the code. The silk commission, still open, still running, still free.
with the boulevard, I offer it a theorem. 3 women, 1 proof, no margin for the error. The game is mathematics, either you can solve it or you can't. Let me walk you through the formula from the west side to the end. First the Celeste, she came to me from San Bernardino in the cold. 19 years and nothing but a story in a code. She said, I heard you run it clean. I said, clean is all I run. She said, I give you everything I've got. I said, then we've begun. By month 3, Celeste was running the Tuesday evening circuit solo. Called in every number, never dropped below the low end of the quota. Never asked for more than what the commission said was hers. Loyalty in mathematics is the proof that time confers. She's been down for 8 years now and not a single slip. I put her name first in the theorem, loyalty at the tip. The theorem says a woman who commits completely to the code becomes the structure, not the person. She becomes the road. 3 women, 1 theorem. This is what the game proves. 3 women, 1 theorem. Every variable moves. Celeste defines condition when the discipline of choice. The theorem starts with loyalty. It starts with her voice. Second in the theorem, Nina from the south side of LA. She came with something different. She came with what she'd say. She came with her own rules. I said rules require testing. Before we start, I'll put you through the protocol, no guessing. 3 weeks in, she flagged the situation on the East Circuit. A player tried to poach her. She shut it down with perfect composure. Reported it that same night before 11. I told her, you just passed the second gate. Welcome to the theorem. Nina is the secondary pro. Discipline under fire. When the circuit tests you, do you fold or do you rise higher? She rose 2 years now and every night she comes back correct. The theorem's second proof. Discipline bears the 3 women, 1 theorem. This is what the game proves. 3 women, 1 theorem. Every variable moves. Nina is condition 2. The discipline of fire. The theorem holds because she rose and keeps on rising higher. 3rd in the theorem, and this one cost me something to deliver. There was a woman named Rochelle who made the whole commission shiver. Not because she was the best, because she broke the theorem wide open. Came to me with everything, then left without a word once spoken. 4 months in, she took the Tuesday take and didn't report it. I found out by Wednesday, by Thursday I had sorted the account and made the others whole and called her to the Cadillac. She said nothing, handed back the keys and never called me back. I don't hold anger, I hold the lesson in its proper case. Rochelle is the 3rd variable. The teller needs the failure space. Without the break, the proof is incomplete. The map stays academic. The theorem only holds because Rochelle's lesson made it seismic. Celeste stands, Nina stands. Rochelle is why they understand. 3 kids of the weird Spain. You wanna hear it one more time? Loyal to discipline and the cost of a broken line. Celeste gave the foundation, Nina gave the test. Rochelle gave the proof that the code cannot digest. A break without a consequence, the whole commission felt the weight. 3 women, 1 theorem, this is what the game proves. 3 women, 1 theorem, every variable moves. Celeste and Nina still stand. Rochelle is the lesson that remains. 3 women prove the theorem and the boulevard explains. I wrote it in the ledger in the back of the Cadillac. 3 women, 1 theorem, and the theorem standing back. The west side reads it now. It reads it like a natural law.
Belongs to the janitors and the honest. Crenshaw running quiet, I'm the only one with business. I parked the Cadillac and sat until the sun came up an inch. Velvet seat beneath me, asphalt underneath, that's the clinch. 11 years ago I didn't have the word for what I build. I had the hunger in the Norwood code and something unreleased and sealed inside the bathroom mirror. Now I have the whole account, the still commission standing. Celeste at the full amount of everything I promised when I couldn't see the morning. I have the ledger in the Cadillac and Jerome's warning, carried in the gold toe. Every night I step outside, I have the Hooper confrontation in the Valley Man's ride. Off the freeway in the Mink coat in the 47 minutes. I have the theorem with its 3 proofs and the pain that lives within it. I have Marcus on Thursdays, I have the Norwood Street. I have 11 years of Cadillac sermons, they all come to me. Velvet and asphalt, that's where I was made. Velvet and asphalt, the sermon and the trade. Started on the concrete, preaching to the chrome. Velvet and asphalt, this was always home. Celeste is somewhere sleeping in the Cadillac she earned. Men's Veronica locked up the Tuesday circuit, every gala confirmed. Tamara and just shitting to close the north and south without a word. Marcus and San Bernardino Thursday call, he hasn't heard about the Hooper situation yet. I'll tell him when it settles. Jacinda told me once you carry all of us to wear your medal. She's right, I carry Seth's laughing Nina's first test, and I carry Rochelle as the variable that keeps the proof from resting. Devonda somewhere learning what he should have learned from me. And Jerome is in the Cadillac beside me. Every sermon that I preached on Figueroa and on Hooper was Jerome talking through me, I was just a loudspeaker. Velvet and asphalt, that's where I was made.
Velvet and Asphalt, the sermon and the trade. Jerome's in the passenger, the same way as before. The velvet holds the living and the asphalt holds the more. The Cadillac sermons were not planned, they came out nightly. 11 years of preaching to the boulevard so tightly, bound to the commission and the protocol and the code, that every night became a sermon and the street was the abode. I preached the gold toe, I preached the Silk Commission's law, I preached the theorem to the hooper, strip Rochelle's flaws, testimony, Nina's fire, Celeste's loyalty is proof. I preached Jerome's 47 minutes as the truth about what discipline becomes when you repeat it till it lives. As a second skin the boulevard receives and gives. Velvet over chrome was the first sermon on the track. Now velvet and asphalt is the sermon looking back. I don't know if the game was worth it. Jerome asked and left before I answered. I don't know if the code will hold when I'm the one who's scattered into memory. I know the ledger reads complete today. Velvet and asphalt, I'll keep preaching till they make me stop or fade. Velvet and asphalt, that's where I was made. Velvet and asphalt, the sermon and the trade. From Norwood to the Cadillac to everything in between. Velvet and asphalt, the sermon and the scene. I started the engine at 523. Crenshaw lit up orange with the morning on the windshield glass. I drove south, because south is where it started and it lasts. The gold toe underneath the slacks, Jerome beside me in the passage. Velvet and asphalt, one more sermon, then the dawn. Figueroa before the silk was ever spun. I stood in front of a bathroom mirror on Norwood and I was someone. I didn't know the man I become, the mirror has been keeping score since then. The first thing the mirror said was, "You're hungry." Good. The second thing it said was, "You'll pay for this if you understood." The cost before you committed, but you didn't, you were 20. You saw the Cadillac, the Mink, the women, and you thought there's plenty of time to count the price when you've already earned a living. I was standing in that bathroom and I made the decision without a full account of what the years would take, without a ledger of the people who would be the collateral weight that follows a man who builds a system out of other people's choices. I heard the mirror, but I filtered out the cautionary voices. I heard you can build this, I didn't hear, and here's the cost. I signed a contract with myself and didn't read what would be lost. What the mirror said first, I was hungry and I listened. Before the chrome and the commission, it said the price is higher than the silk and the Cadillac can cover. I said I'll pay it, not knowing what it meant to pay it over and over every year until the year stopped being countable. The mirror says the same things, now put it in intonation. The hunger's still there, different shape, same foundation. The chrome's still shining, but the chrome is not the question. The question that the mirror keeps returning to is, what's the lesson that you're carrying into the next 10 years of this? I built the commission, Celeste and Nina, and the list of women who committed to the code, Tamara and Jacinda. Hooper and Figueroa, the dead but couldn't find a way to protect because the code can cover everything it claims. Rochelle is in the mirror too, between the chrome and frames. What the mirror shows me now is not a man of simple triumph. It shows a man who built the world and wonders if the assignment was right. What the mirror said first, I was hungry and I listened. What the mirror said first, before the chrome with the commission. The mirror's still talking, I'm a different kind of listener now. Of the game I hear the warnings and I don't forget the vow that I made to every face inside that glass. I have counted what it cost me. 2 brothers lost to the system, went to the pavement when the years I couldn't visit. Marcus still calls on Thursdays, that's the closest thing to family that the game left standing when it finished, claiming what it planned to be. I've counted the women who came through and left and built elsewhere. Can one thing into war, I have to stop at Jerome. Where Jerome who taught me protocol, Jerome who taught me what to wear, Jerome who twitched your box from who on a Tuesday I wasn't there. I found out
The mirror said it first, I didn't hear it right. You were built to want and lose the ones you love to the night. Jerome knew the protocol, Jerome knew the foundation of this whole thing. Jerome is the reason for the gold toe and for everything. What the mirror said first. I was hungry and I listened. What the mirror said first. It's for the chrome and the commission. But Jerome is in the mirror now, he's been there since that Tuesday night. The mirror asked me will it worth it. I still don't have it right, so I just step outside and let the question wait for way. When after the way from the mirror at 9:47, same as always. The gold toe underneath the slacks to make across the hallways. The mirror holds Jerome, I know it. And I go, and I go, and I go, and I go, and I go. I don't pray in churches, I got a different kind of altar. The leather holds the weight of every truth I couldn't falter. 11 p.m. engine running, Crenshaw under the window. I grew up on Norwood, 1 bedroom and 5 people. Mama worked the double shift and still came home to feuds with the needle. I watched the older cats on the corner make the life look structured, till I understood the only structure out there was the one you constructed. At 15 I made a choice that 15 shouldn't make. At 17 I understood exactly what was at stake. By 20 I had nothing in a blueprint and a vow. I would build it from the dirt up, I would figure out the how. The car came later, first came the code and then the students, then the operation, then the patience, then the prudent reading of the boulevard like it was scripture, like it spoke. Every night on Crenshaw gave me something I could never smoke. Leather interior testimony, this is what I swear on. Leather interior testimony, every word I've ever worn. Started with a bus pass in a mind no one could break. The Cadillac's the proof, I paid for every single steak. The first time I sat in a Cadillac, I was somebody's ride along. I told myself by 30 I'll own 3 and the title's mine headlong. 2 years later one came through on a tray from Western Avenue. I detailed it myself, buffed the chrome, that Cadillac was overdue. Leather seat, wood trim, I sat in it till 3 a.m. just breathing. Everything I worked to build was sitting underneath me. This wasn't just a car, it was the argument made physical. The evidence that everything they said was not reciprocal. They said the boy from Norwood's gonna end up like the others. I sat in that Cadillac and called my 3 remaining brothers. Told them I built something, come and see it for yourselves. Only Marcus came, the other 2 had gripped their own personal hells. Leather interior testimony, this is what I swear on. Leather interior testimony, every word I've ever worn. Marcus sat in the passenger and didn't say a word. What that silence carried, it's the loudest thing I've heard. Of the 5 of us that grew up on that 1-bedroom floor, 2 were gone, 2 were upstate, and I'm standing at the door of something that resembles what we said we'd have at 10 years old, when the world was still a promise and the nights weren't yet cold. I carried them inside the leather of the seat. Every mile I drive on Crenshaw is a mile against their defeat, and there's something better, even if they're not here to witness. Even if the Cadillac is rolling through without their fitness, I made the rules I made because I watched the rulers fall. I built the code I built because I couldn't save them all. The silk commission and the velvet and the chrome and the command, it's all a testimony from a boy who needed land. Marcus asked me once, you happy? I said happy's not the word. I'm present, I'm still moving. He said, that's good enough for Norwood. I said Norwood's why I'm still improving. Leather interior testimony, this is what I swear on. Leather interior testimony, every word I've ever worn. Marcus in the passenger, the Boulevard West. At the Cadillac holds everywhere. It holds the north and south and west. I stepped out of the car at midnight, left the engine low. The street was still the street, the code was still the code. But the leather holds
flows the testimony. And the testimony holds.
Mink shoulders on Hooper. Mink shoulders on Hooper. Mink shoulders on Hooper. Mink shoulders on Hooper. Mink shoulders on Hooper.
8 blocks deep in the cold. I don't dress for the weather. I dress to show the block what I hold. Hooper Avenue knows my name before I say it. The Mink code is the announcement. I don't need to display it. Somebody's been running operations through my strip on Tuesday night, moving women without clearance, operating without rights. In the system I established back in '97 on this avenue. The commission doesn't share, there is no split revenue. I got word from Ms. Veronica, she flagged the third party movement, clattering 2 women. Introduction to the government of this block. The Silk Commission covers Hooper stem to stern. I tied my Mink coat belt and let them know I'm on the learn. I came to Hooper at 11:30, walked the first 3 blocks, counted every unfamiliar face against the ledger of the docs. Who authorized nobody, which means someone thought I was dead or done or too far gone to care about my cause. Mink shoulders on Hooper, I'm the last thing that you see. Mink shoulders on Hooper, this is my street, not a lease. Promotion blocking slang Raymond, from Bones to the gate. Mink shoulders on Hooper, because I don't negotiate. I found a man at 12th and Hooper standing by a GS. Gold chain, 2 women, rental car. I walked up and addressed the situation calmly. Partner, who gave you the clearance? He said, I don't need your clearance. I said, that's an interference with 11 years of infrastructures. I respect that you're ambitious, but ambition on my avenue becomes seditious real fast. I gave him 60 seconds and a number to call. Raymond, the same Raymond from the commission, handled it all. He was back on the freeway before 12:15 was done. As 2 women watched him leave. I said, you're not responsible for sons who didn't do their homework. Both of you can go back wherever you came from safe. I don't punish passengers, I punish the endeavor. Mink shoulders on Hooper, I'm the last thing that you see. Mink shoulders on Hooper, this is my street, not a lease. Made the chains all clean up, rock was clean by word. Mink shoulders on Hooper, and the message had been done. By morning, Hooper Avenue was running normal operations. Tamara on the North Circuit reported standard communications. Chicks into hell to South and everything is documented. The commission's reputation is what keeps the strip cemented. I don't have to come to Hooper every night, I come when it matters. The Mink coat makes the statement that 100 threats can shatter. Every player on the west side heard about the GS by 11. The story grappled, Mink coat showed up, man was gone by 7. That's the power of a reputation built on consistent action. Every time I walk the strip, it's a self-fulfilling fraction of the legend. I become the thing that keeps the order standing. The Mink shoulders on Hooper are the proof of my commanding. Intensity. I don't want your block. I want what's mine protected. I don't want a war. I want the code to be respected. The commission's been on Hooper since before you had a call. You came to someone else's territory. Now you know what you are. Mink shoulders on Hooper, I'm the last thing that you'll see. Mink shoulders on Hooper, this is my street, not a lease. Mink shoulders on Hooper, when we come a unit ride to track this way. Mink shoulders on Hooper, and it's written there to stay. Mink shoulders on Hooper. I walk back to the Cadillac at 1:15 exactly. Ms. Veronica confirmed the strip was clean and running factually. I took the Mink off, hung it on the hook, and drove home in the black. Mink shoulders on, Mink shoulders on, Mink shoulders on, Mink shoulders on, Mink shoulders on.